If you're over 60, here's a blunt truth. Most people never say out loud, the fruit you pick can either smooth your day or quietly make it heavier. I'm not here to tell you to quit fruit. I'm here to help you choose the ones that play nicely with a body that's older and a bit more particular. The same breakfast that felt fine at 40 can leave you foggy at 70. The fix isn't to banish fruit. It's to get strategic, smarter choices, better timing, and portions that keep your energy steady beat guesswork. First, a quick mindset reset. Aging changes the rules of digestion and blood sugar control. Insulin sensitivity can dip, enamel thins, reflux creeps in. Medications join the routine too. None of that makes fruit the villain. It just means the best picks now are the ones that buffer sugar with fiber, sit gently on your stomach, and help your brain and blood vessels do their jobs. Think of it like upgrading the tires on a car you plan to drive another 20 years. Same car, better grip. Let's begin with the fourth fruit to rethink. Grapes. A cold handful from the fridge looks innocent, but notice what happens afterward. For many older adults, grapes' fast sugar and relatively low fiber hit quickly and fade fast. That rise can feel like a bright spark, followed by a dimmer switch. You feel snacky, wobbly, and tired. If you've ever said, "I only had fruit, why am I hungry again?" This is that pattern. Grapes are bite-sized, so it's easy to eat more than you planned. If steady energy is the goal, that mindless munching works against you. Here's the upgrade. Notice the contrast, not the punishment. Keep fruit. Change the fruit. Swap a heaping handful of grapes for a modest bowl of blueberries. Blueberries bring more fiber and a bouquet of dark pigments that seem to play well with brain and blood vessel health. You don't need the chemistry. You'll recognize the effect. A cup of fresh or frozen berries at breakfast, or half a cup folded into plain yogurt with a spoon of chopped walnuts, lands softer and lasts longer. If you adore grapes and don't want to say goodbye, set a boundary. 10 to 12 grapes alongside a small handful of nuts, or a slice of cheese. The protein and fat slow the rush and smooth the landing. Now, zoom out. The purpose of this video isn't to slap a bad label on your favorites. It's to lower the day-to-day background noise your body fights. Sugar swings that drain focus, reflux that pinches the day, joint stiffness that flares when you least expect it. Reduce friction a little, and you create room for repair. Picture your week as a budget. Spend less on spikes and irritants. Invest more in steady fuel that supports memory and balance. Before we go further, try a quick self-check. Which fruits do you reach for without thinking? Do certain ones leave you gassy, achy, or weirdly hungry later? That's not failure, that's feedback. Drop a note with the fruit you crave and the symptom that tags along. I read and respond with practical tweaks you can test this week. You deserve coaching, not scolding. Here's how we'll move through the rest. We'll finish the limit list one by one. For each, you'll get the why, the smarter swap, and an easy way to fit it into breakfast, lunch, or a night snack. Then we'll flip the script and spotlight the 4 fruits worth eating daily. How much, when to enjoy them, and how to combine them so the benefits actually show up in your day. If you're cooking for a partner, I'll show you portion splits that keep the peace. If you're caring for a parent, I'll give you wording that avoids arguments and wins support. One last promise. You don't need to overhaul your life to feel different. You need one small decision repeated often. Replace the nightly grape bowl with blueberries and a few nuts for a month, and check your mid-morning energy, steadiness, and cravings. That isn't hype. It's how biology behaves. All right, let's get specific, and let's make this doable. Now let's talk about the tropical wild card, pineapple. Juicy, refreshing, and for many older adults, sometimes too aggressive. Sweetness arrives fast, and fruit is naturally acidic. If you notice throat tingling, mouth soreness, or a spike and crash after pineapple, that's your body sending a memo. None of this makes pineapple a villain. It means context matters. If you love it, shrink serving and anchor it. 2 or 3 chunks folded into yogurt land better than a bowl on an empty stomach. Prefer a gentler tropical note? Swap in papaya with lime and pumpkin seeds. It's kinder and tastes like vacation. Next up is a breakfast classic. Oranges and orange juice. The whole fruit can be reasonable sometimes, but a tall glass of juice is an orange with the breaks removed. Strip fiber and sugar. Moves into circulation quickly, often a short burst followed by a slump. Add reflux or sensitive enamel, and it's easy to see why daily juice becomes irritation. If citrus is your love language, keep it, just change the frame. Eat 2 or 3 segments with lunch, not a glass with breakfast. Rinse with water afterward, and rotate in red bell pepper or strawberries for vitamin C without the bite. Now for the most controversial swap, bananas. Convenient, portable, familiar. The poster child for grab-and-go fruit. Ripeness matters. The riper the banana, the quicker it behaves in your body. For many older adults, a spotted banana on an empty stomach equals a mid-morning slump and a snack-heavy afternoon. If constipation shows up often, bananas can be unhelpful, especially when they lean green. This isn't a breakup, it's a redesign. Keep the comfort, change the structure. Half a banana sliced into oats, flaxseed and yogurt different from a whole banana alone. Or skip it and pair avocado with berries for steadier energy. By now you can see the pattern. We're not fear-mongering, we're engineering. For each fruit that tends to nudge bodies towards spikes, stings, or reflux, there's a swap or structure that keeps you steady. Grapes become blueberries with nuts. Pineapple becomes papaya with yogurt. Oranges become segments with a meal, or a pepper and berry combo. Bananas become half a banana in a fiber bowl, or avocado plus berries. The win isn't perfection. It's fewer rough landings and more days that feel even. When in doubt, ask how can I add fiber, protein, or fat so this fruit lands softer and lasts longer. Let's make this practical with a day in the life. 4th, breakfast. Eggs with spinach and a half cup of blueberries. Coffee if you drink it, but add water on the side. Mid-morning if you're peckish, choose strawberries with a handful of almonds. Lunch, chicken or beans, a salad, and 2 or 3 orange segments for brightness, followed by a water swish to rinse acid. Afternoon, a few papaya cubes or a Greek yogurt with cinnamon. Dinner, salmon or lentils, roasted vegetables, and avocado slices. Dessert, thawed berries with a dollop of yogurt. That template covers protein, fiber, color, and keeps sugar steady. 2 more friction fixes that pay off big. First, portion optics. Use smaller bowls for fruit, so a modest serving looks abundant. You'll be satisfied by sight and fiber. Second, placement. Keep daily fruits at eye level in the fridge, and sometimes fruits in a drawer you open less. Environmental nudges beat willpower. Third, speed. Fruit eaten with a spoon at the table registers differently than fruit shoveled while standing at the counter. Slowing down changes how much you eat and how you feel afterward. Fourth, prep once. Wash berries and portion nuts on Sunday, so weekday choices are automatic. Before we pivot to the heroes, the fruits worth leaning on daily. A quick note on medications and individuality. Bodies differ, and so do med lists. If you're on drugs influenced by acid, potassium, or blood sugar swings, ask a clinician how to time fruit around doses that matter. The goal isn't to scare you away from fruit. It's to fit fruit into your day so you feel better, not worse, and to keep choices working with your plan. Alright, you've seen the limits and logic. Time to switch from defense to offense and pick fruits that pay you back now. Let's start with a deep red ally, pomegranate. Think of it as maintenance for the parts of you that power movement and memory. Those ruby arils are rich in polyphenols that support blood vessel flexibility and cellular cleanup. Translation: more comfortable walks and steadier focus. You don't need to juice a bottle to benefit. Half a fresh pomegranate's arils, or 4 to 8 ounces of pure unsweetened juice diluted with water, is plenty for most people. The trick is pairing and timing. Put pomegranate with breakfast or lunch so its natural sugars ride alongside protein and fat, yogurt, cottage cheese, eggs, or a savory grain bowl. If you're managing reflux, avoid straight juice on an empty stomach. Acidity is gentler as part of a meal. Notice how different this feels from the bon forbid and fear approach. The point is alignment. Pomegranate is fruit with homework done. Depth of color, bittersweet balance, and built-in compounds that age well with you. Concerned about seeds and dental work? Fold the arils into yogurt so they're cushioned, or blend a small portion into a smoothie and sip. No hard crunching required. If you take medications that react to acids, keep the serving modest and park it next to protein. Next up, blueberries. The tiny workhorse with a big resume. Their dark pigments show up where you most care: vision, memory, and circulation. Practical beats buzzwords. A cup of blueberries at breakfast often means fewer 11 a.m. energy dips. Frozen berries work as well as fresh, and they're budget-friendly. Stir into Greek yogurt, spoon over cottage cheese, or thaw and mash into a quick topper for porridge. If you have dentures or sensitive teeth, let frozen berries thaw. The texture is kind. To keep variety high and cost reasonable, rotate berries by season. Wild blueberries, when you can find them, are small and intensely flavored. If you're new to daily berries, start with a half cup for a week, then move to a full cup once your digestion is pleased. Tiny habit trick. Keep a clear container of thawed berries at eye level in the fridge, so the plan meets your eyes first. Now let's talk cherries. Nature's gentle nudge for joints and sleep. Tart or sweet, fresh or frozen, cherries bring pigments that tame the daily simmer of aches. Many older adults notice an easier time rising from a chair or turning in bed when cherries show up regularly. Cherries contain small amounts of melatonin and seem to support a smoother wind down. Timing matters. A bowl of cherries after dinner is a pleasant ritual that doubles as a sleep-friendly dessert. If fresh isn't available, use unsweetened frozen or a small glass of tart cherry juice with water. If reflux is in the mix, keep portions modest. Before we reach the final hero fruit, here's a pattern worth naming. The best fruits share 3 traits: deep color, friendly fiber, and partnerships. They don't carry the whole meal. They ride alongside protein and fat that slow release and extend energy. That's why the same fruit behaves differently depending on the company it keeps. A handful of cherries after a salmon salad feels different than a big bowl alone in front of the TV. And now the green game changer. Avocado. Yes, it's a fruit, and it plays by different rules. Where others are mostly sweet, avocado brings creamy fats, potassium, and vitamins that support eyes, nerves, and blood pressure. Half an avocado at breakfast, mashed on whole grain toast, tucked next to eggs, or sliced into a tomato bowl, helps you absorb carotenoids from veggies you eat with it. At lunch, a quarter of an avocado in a salad can turn leaves into steady fuel. If you're watching weight, don't fear avocado. Set a serving and enjoy the satiety. What you'll notice after a few weeks of these hero fruit habits is a subtler day. Fewer sharp rises, fewer clangy crashes, a steadier mood between meals and better sleep. Less tossing, more real rest. That's the payoff we're after, not slogans, but smoother living. Keep swap simple, portions clear, and placement intentional. Next, we'll plug these choices into breakfasts, lunches, dinners, and snacks that survive busy days and real cravings. Small steps repeated change everything. Let's turn this plan into a week you can actually live. Pick your daily 4: blueberries, cherries, pomegranate, and avocado. You won't eat all 4 at every meal. You'll rotate them across the day. Mornings are for steadiness. Stir a half cup of blueberries into Greek yogurt, add 2 tablespoons of chopped walnuts and a spoon of ground flax, and you've got color, fiber, and staying power. If you prefer toast, spread half an avocado on sturdy whole grain and top with tomato, salt, and black pepper. That pairing slows sugar, feeds focus, and sets a calm tone for the next few hours. Lunch favors color and crunch. Build a big salad with leafy greens, chickpeas or chicken, olive oil, and lemon. Add a quarter of an avocado and a small handful of pomegranate areoles. If citrus calls your name, tuck in 2 orange segments for brightness, then rinse with water after the meal to protect teeth and settle acid. For dessert, a few thawed cherries finish the plate without poking your blood sugar. On the go, pack a jar cooked quinoa, avocado cubes, cherry tomatoes, and a lid of pomegranate seeds. Shake, fork, done. Afternoons are where many older adults drift towards snacks that don't satisfy. Use a simple parrot rule. Fruit never flies solo. Cherries ride with a cheese stick. Blueberries ride with a spoon of nut butter on a rice cake. Papaya when you want tropical rides with cottage cheese and a squeeze of lime. Notice the contrast with old patterns where you once grabbed a banana or a glass of juice. You now reach for color plus anchor. The goal isn't to eat less. It's to feel full, even, and in control. Dinner is your landing strip. Keep it protein forward with salmon, tofu, beans, or chicken. Plus vegetables you enjoy. Slide sliced avocado onto the plate to help you absorb the pigments in your salad, or roasted carrots. If sleep is stubborn, make dessert your helper. A small bowl of cherries, or a warmed blueberry compote over plain yogurt with cinnamon. Many people find they fall asleep faster and wake less when the evening ends gently rather than with sweets that spike and crash. Troubleshooting turns a plan into a habit. If reflux flares, move acidic fruit earlier in the day, keep portions modest, and avoid lying down for at least an hour after eating. If constipation lingers, drink more water, add a tablespoon of chia or flax daily, and emphasize berries over bananas. If blood sugar is your focus, pair every fruit with protein or fat, and keep juice for rare occasions. If dental sensitivity worries you, lean on ripe berries and avocado. Fold pomegranate areoles into yogurt so they're cushioned. Let's clear a few myths. Myth 1. Fruit is fruit. If it grows on a tree, it's healthy. Real talk, ripeness, fiber, and company change the outcome. Myth 2. Avocado is fattening. In practice, set portions, and it helps you eat less by keeping you satisfied. Myth 3. Juice is easier to digest. Maybe. But that's exactly the problem. You digest it too quickly. Whole fruit or smoothies blended with yogurt are friendlier. Myth 4. I'm too old to change. You're not. Your body still adapts. Give it 2 weeks of smarter swaps and watch what shifts. Here's your 2-minute routine to lock this in. On Sunday, portion 5 small containers of berries, 5 snack packs of nuts, and a jar of pomegranate areoles. Buy 3 or 4 ripe avocados and place them at eye level. Write 1 sentence on a sticky note. Fruit plus fiber, protein, or fat. Put it on the fridge door. That one reminder beats willpower because it changes the choice you see first. Keep a water bottle visible and put a small bowl of washed cherries near the spot where you usually want dessert. Before we close, a word on individuality. Medications, health history, and taste all matter. Use this as a template, not a verdict, and check with your clinician if you're on drugs affected by potassium, acid, or blood sugar. Then come back and tailor. In the comments, tell me the fruit you swapped this week, and the change you felt: steadier mornings, fewer aches, better sleep. Your note may be the nudge someone else needs to begin. and your questions help me shape future videos that answer what you actually face. You started this video with a promise. Make fruit work for you, not against you. Now you have a playbook. Retire the default grape bowl, the solo banana, and the reflex to pour juice. Replace them with berries anchored by protein, cherries after dinner, pomegranate woven into lunch, and avocado spread through the day. These are small, repeatable moves that lower friction and raise comfort. Tap like, subscribe, and turn on the bell so you catch the next Evidence Smart episode. Share this with a friend over 60 who's ready for easier days. Choose the fruits that move with you now, and they'll return the favor with steadier energy, clearer thinking, and a little more joy at every meal.